Hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of Self-Development. Today we will talk again about Jocko Willink and his book, Extreme Ownership. Last time we talked about the first half of the book and today we will see the second half of the book. The second part of the book is more made for actual leaders, but you don't need to be the CEO of a company to consider yourself as a leader and apply those concepts. Maybe you are the leader of a student association, or maybe you're the captain of a sports team, or maybe you consider yourself to be the leader of your group of friends. Whatever it may be, all that goes to say that we're all the leader in some aspects of our lives and we can all apply those concepts. So, let us dive in. Before getting started, please hit the subscribe button down there to never miss a new video and activate the notification bell to increase your wealth of mind every single week. And also, make sure to check out our website, oakwealthbuilder.com. One of the concepts in the book Extreme Ownership is called Decentralized Command. It means that every level of the pyramid is able to take decisions without the direct approval of the top leader, hence the name Decentralized Command. The concept Decentralized Command may be hard to understand for a lot of people because the typical image we have of a leader is the person who has to decide about everything, a real control freak. Whatever happens in the organization, the leader must first give his approval. But things in reality are very different. A good leader empowers the subordinate leaders at every level of the pyramid to take decisions on their own, at their level. And the overall leader, the top leader, takes care of the big picture. He takes care of leading his team, not to manage his team. There is some overlap with another book I already talked about, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And there, Stephen Covey also says that a good leader leads his team. He does not manage his team. And the only way to do this is to delegate leadership to the lower ranks of your organization, to leave every subordinate leaders the authority and the power to take decisions at their level. Because here's the reality. It has been shown that one single leader can lead a team of 6 to 10 people max. That is, maximum 10 people. If you try to lead a team larger than 10 people, it will be chaos, that is for sure. It doesn't matter, you can be the best leader in the world, you can be sure it will fail. That is why when you look at big companies with hundreds or even thousands of employees, the CEO doesn't lead the thousands of employees. He only leads a small team of 6 to 10 C-level executives and a couple of vice presidents. And then every vice president leads a team of 6 to 10 directors. And every director leads a team of 6 to 10 managers. And each manager leads a team of 6 to 10 supervisors, etc., etc. And it just trickles down. Well, in that case, what is the role of a leader who delegates leadership? What does a leader who is leading his team does on a day-to-day basis? Well, a leader who is leading his team takes care of the bigger picture. He makes sure that the strategy long-term for the team is the correct one. He does not get into day-to-day operations. He does not get into the frontline work, as Jocko Willink would say. A good leader is like the captain of a big boat. You never see the captain of a big boat taking care of the engines or taking care of the restaurant for the passengers or anything like this. The captain of a big boat is just leading the boat. And in the book, Extreme Ownership, we see how crucial it is to decentralize command. And there, in a military setting, they know very well how to decentralize command. Generally, you have Jocko Willink, the lieutenant, who takes care of 6 sergeants, and then those 6 sergeants each leads a team of 5 soldiers. The sergeants, that is the subordinate leaders, take the decision regarding the frontline operations, and the lieutenant takes the high-level decisions, for example, leading his team through enemy territory, make sure that they have the supply of water, food, ammunitions, etc. You would never see a lieutenant taking frontline decisions because the sergeants are taking care of this already. So remember, delegate leadership and focus on leading your team. Which brings me to concept number 2, decentralized planning. You don't have to know it all. A lot of people think that leaders must know it all, that leaders must be experts about everything. But again, that is a myth that is far from reality. Of course, leaders must know a little bit about everything, but they don't need to be experts about everything because they can use decentralized planning. There is an old story about Henry Ford, and I don't know if that event actually happened in reality, but I heard that story a lot and it pinpoints exactly what is the concept of decentralized planning. One day there was a reporter who went to Henry Ford's office, and the reporter was pretty aggressive and obnoxious. It looked like the reporter wanted to give a bad reputation to Henry Ford, and at a moment he asked a very nasty question. A lot of people say that you're illiterate and that you don't even know how to write properly. It is a shame that somebody as important as you does not know how to write clearly and lacks formal education. I asked you several questions about history and philosophy, and you're unable to answer them. You're a total ignorant. If I should really want to answer the foolish question you have just asked, or any of the other questions you have been asking me, let me remind you that I have a row of electric push buttons on my desk, and by pushing the right button, I can bring to me men who can answer any question I desire concerning the business to which I am devoting most of my efforts. Now, will you kindly tell me why I should mess up my mind with general knowledge for the purpose of being able to answer questions when I have men around me who can supply any knowledge I require? It is brilliant. Ford surrounded himself with people who knew more than him and successfully applied the concept of decentralized planning. And the concept of decentralized command also. Henry Ford then empowered those experts to take decisions at their level, and Ford was simply leading the company by being a visionary. So for yourself, if you want to accomplish something, do not try to become an expert at every field of the subject. Focus on being a visionary and leading the team. If you want to make a real estate business, for example, do not become an expert in construction, in real estate marketing, in accounting, in real estate promotion. It takes you too much time and too much effort. Hire or pay people in every field who are experts. And then you focus on leading the company by being a visionary like Henry Ford. That is a successful application of the concept of decentralized planning. And as a leader, that also means that sometimes you will have to follow somebody, a subordinate who knows more than you do. A good leader is not always obsessed about leading. He knows when to follow when it is necessary. That reminds me of a story when I was doing my military service in Switzerland. A couple of people in our battalions, a couple of soldiers, were taken to do a special training, a training called NBC, that is nuclear, biological, and chemical. They were trained to handle nuclear, biological, and chemical attacks, and there they learned how to use special equipment. And later on, when those soldiers who followed the special training returned, one day we had a training to use the gas mask, and the sergeant was explaining to all of us, maybe we were 40 or 50 soldiers listening to him, and he was explaining to us how to use and how to put the gas mask on your face. And at one moment, the soldier who actually followed the special training suggested to give the explanation and replace the sergeant. A mediocre sergeant, that is a mediocre leader, would have been all offended and would have said, "How dare you to put my knowledge and my authority into question? Of course you cannot explain it. I am the boss and I am the one who's going to explain it." Hopefully the sergeant was a good leader and he gracefully accepted to let the other soldier who knew more than him to give the explanation. In other words, that is a very nice example where a leader decided to follow a subordinate who knew more than him. That's it for this video about extreme ownership and Jocko Willink. So remember, delegate leadership and learn to follow a subordinate when he knows more than you. I hope you liked this video. If that is the case, a little thumbs up is always appreciated. And if there is a topic you want me to cover in a future video, please feel free to shoot me an email to the address that is in the description below. And I will see you very soon for our next video. In the meantime, take care.